ऊबर और एपराइट एंड इवन गूगल, यहाँ के जो भी SDEs थे उनको हमने इनवाइट किया था टू एनलाइटन द स्टूडेंट्स, और ये लोग ऑलरेडी ओपन सोर्स में बहुत सारा काम कर चुके हैं।
ओके, सो बट अभी हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? सो कोडर्स फ्री के नाम किसने सुना है? कोडर्स फ्री तुमने सुना है, तुमने सुना है और तुमने सुना है, ठीक है, तुमने भी, राइट? सो कोडर्स फ्री इज अ वन month long coding challenge wherein we teach the students how to contribute to open source. हम लोग उनको वर्जन कंट्रोल सिस्टम जैसे GitHub सिखाते हैं और उसके थ्रू फिर कुछ क्वेश्चंस देते हैं उनको जिसको सॉल्व करते हैं, एंड एज पर द लीडर बोर्ड उनको प्राइजेस डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, उनको गुडीज देते हैं। सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट कोडर्स फ्री। वो हमारा कोलैबोरेशन भी है विद हैकटोबरफेस्ट एंड MLH। सो या दैट्स ऑल फॉर द कोडर्स फ्री।
कैन समवन जस्ट टेल मी हैकटोबरफेस्ट कितने लोग जानते हैं? एक कोई बस खड़े होके बता दो व्हाट इज हैकटोबरफेस्ट, क्या होता है? यू विल गेट अ स्टिकर। चार PR मर्ज हो गई। Let's just clap for him. He is in his first year. उसकी 4 PR मर्ज हो गई हैं। And someone just please give him a sticker. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, so that is a big thing. NOGeeks is officially collaborating with Hacktoberfest and MLH for this edition of Coders Free. शायद से फर्स्ट ईयर ने पार्टिसिपेशन इसमें इस बार कम था, बट आई गेस तुम लोग जब आ जाओगे उस लेवल पे, बहुत ही बेसिक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग की डोमेन हमने इसमें रखी थी, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि स्कूल से बच्चे नहीं सीख कर आते हैं बट एटलीस्ट लॉजिक से अप्लाई करना जानते हैं। सो कोडर्स फ्री में हमने प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग की डोमेन पहले भी रखी थी और ये आगे भी ऐसा ही रहेगा। जो भी लीडर बोर्ड में आएगा दे विल गेट गुडीज, बिकॉज हैकटोबरफेस्ट के साथ ऑफिशियल कोलैबोरेशन इज अ वेरी बिग अचीवमेंट फॉर अस। यस,
So the most important part, fun activities. किसको नहीं अच्छी लगती है? So these are the few glimpses of the fun activities that we had during epoch. किसी ने epoch के बारे में सुना है? epoch के बारे में? What's epoch? How are you? So it's an annual fest of KIET. So even though we were not the dance club, but still we won the dancing competition of epoch. So yeah, that was all.
And let me tell you, there were participations from dance clubs as well.
Actually. And the technical club won the dancing competition. So isn't it amazing, guys? Come on.
So yeah, that can be one of the reasons to join us. You can win it next time with us. So these are the co-leads and the core team of the current team at NOGeeks.
So this is a registration process. So आप लोग आपको रजिस्टर करोगे inogeeks.in के डोमेन में। जब भी हम लोग का रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल खुलेगा फिर यू विल बी हैविंग अ टेस्ट ऑन मूडल, सो जिसमें बेसिक एप्टीट्यूड के क्वेश्चंस होंगे। वी विल बी जजिंग यू बेस्ड ऑन योर स्मार्टनेस, और देन वी विल जो भी शॉर्टलिस्ट होंगे इस मूडल टेस्ट के स्टेज से, दे विल बी हैविंग अ इंटरव्यू, एंड आफ्टर द इंटरव्यू गेट्स कंप्लीटेड यू विल कम ऑन, यू हैव मेड इट, कांग्रेट्स, यू आर inogeekian then.
किसी को अगर इसकी पिक्चर लेनी हो तो प्लीज जल्दी से ले लो।
And one more thing, we have one more criteria this year. As you can see in the second stage, we have test on Moodle और project contribution. तो किसी का कोई project already built, जैसे उस लड़के ने बोला कि उसकी 4 PR already merge हो चुकी है हैकटोबरफेस्ट में। किसी को इतना confidence है कि हाँ उसके projects के basis में उसका recruitment हो सकता है, उसने अच्छा project बनाया है, so उसके लिए भी एक portal खोला रहेगा। You all can submit your GitHub repository links over there, and we'll be selecting you accordingly. So yeah.
And let me tell you, because ऐसा होता है ना कि बहुत लोगों को हो सकता है कि एप्टीट्यूड में उतना ज़्यादा मज़ा ना आता हो, या फिर उनको नहीं मन करने का, या फिर नहीं हो पाते क्वेश्चंस, राइट? सो ये प्रोजेक्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन वाली जो चीज़ है ना, ये बहुत ही अच्छी चीज़ है, क्योंकि इसमें बेस्ड ऑन योर क्रिएटिविटी और आप कितने कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोजेक्ट्स आप कितने अच्छे से बना सकते हो वो जज होता है, राइट? सो अभी काफ़ी हम टाइम देंगे इस चीज़ के लिए, तो आपके पास टाइम रहेगा अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स बिल्ड करने का। तब तक बना पाओ तो इट इज़ अ वेरी गुड थिंग। आपको एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट नहीं देना है, आपको सीधा इंटरव्यू में बुलाएंगे and we'll onboard you as a member. ये QR सब स्कैन कर लो.
सब लोग फोटो ले लो, बाद में स्कैन करते रहना. सो नेक्स्ट इन लाइन अप वी आर कॉलिंग अवर को लीड मिस विदुषी पांडे मैम टू प्लीज कम ऑन स्टेज एंड शेयर द वोट ऑफ थैंक्स विद अस.
Okay. Yes. A very good morning, all of you. How's the energy? I want loud voices. How's the energy? I hope all of you have enjoyed your induction program of InnoGeeks, and not only of InnoGeeks, but also the other clubs, other academic sessions. So my request is that we all welcome you warm-heartedly to the club, not only with respect to the technology that you're going to learn, but the most important thing is that you are going to create bonds that will last forever. Because when you come to the club, that becomes your family. You make such great connections like I have sitting over there. And these connections will remain with you for the lifetime. So come, when I repeat the words, our motto, you are going to repeat with me. We teach, we learn, and we conquer. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you all at the recruitment process.
Thank you so much, team. It's all about agreeing now. Thank you so much, the team.
Just one landing statement. Thank you so much, guys, for being such an patient audience. एक बस लास्ट में चीज बोलूँगा. You all know about InnoGeeks सब, ठीक है? काफी क्लब्स आएंगे, काफी क्लब्स गए. We are standing here since 2018. So जहाँ तक चूज करने की बात है, choose the best, choose InnoGeeks. Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Thank you so much, guys.
Dear students, very good morning. As your seniors told you about कि आज का प्रोग्राम स्ट्रीमिंग होने जा रहा है. You are the part of a live session, ठीक है? And you are enough fortunate कि आप इसमें live आएंगे, okay? Rest of the students are attending this program online from their classes through a link, okay? But now this will be a responsibility to maintain the decorum of the hall as well as your college, because the message is going to be passed on the social media platform, okay? Okay? Being the KIETians, this is your responsibility. And जब गेस्ट आएंगे तो मैं आप लोगों को बोलूँगी, आप लोग सब खड़े होकर उनका क्लैपिंग्स के थ्रू वेलकम करेंगे जब मैं बोलूँगी, okay? And maintain silence, switch on your mobile phones. Once again, I am reminding you, no mobile phone should ring during the session, okay? At least silent mode पर सब लोग अपने मोबाइल्स को कर लीजिए. कोई डिस्टर्बेंस ड्यूरिंग द सेशन नहीं दिखना चाहिए. Agreed? Okay, very good.
तो कोई है क्या?
हाँ?
वॉलंटियर्स कौन? ये माइक किसको देने? कौन से बच्चे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देगा? देखो आप सामने लग गया.
कौन सा कोई?
चला दो. हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. एक चला दो. पहले एक बार चला दो.
नहीं, ये वाला भी करते हैं। मैं ये यूज करता रहा। देखो चलो भाई बहुत यहाँ से यदि यहाँ नहीं दिखता है तो ये विंडो पी करते हैं तो वो ऑप्शन आ जाते हैं एक काम। यदि साउंड नहीं आ रही है हमारी तरफ से इन दैट केस स्पीकर में जाने के बाद आप हाँ स्पीकर करना जो भी यहाँ पर स्पीकर आ रहा है इस वाले में उसमें मोबाइल इसमें डुप्लीकेट हो गया ना ये डुप्लीकेट तो मेरा स्क्रीन आएगा अब ठीक हो गया क्या करना है अब सही हो गया अच्छा कहाँ जाना पड़ेगा जरा पूछ सकता हूँ मैं फ्लैट से तभी तो गलती हाँ डिस्प्ले सेटिंग देख ध्यान रख लिया अरे 2 दिन में रहेंगे अभी प्रोग्राम उस लेवल का है मैं तो रोज बच्चे कुछ लेवल तो ठीक हो गया बस अब मैं यदि इसे सेट करूँ चेंज तो आ जाऊँगा हेलो वहाँ लाइव हो गया देख लिया मैंने
माइक बोलूँ मैं Students, please be seated. Don't move here and there. The guest is just about to come. Hello? हाँ हेलो
सुन
हाँ
अरे बोला जॉन में सारी बात की दोनों ने
अंदर भी आ रही है
सरकार को नहीं बोलती इसको बोल रही है बोल रहे हैं कि अंदर भी आपके बोलेंगे हम समझ गए आपकी बात हम बातें करेंगे वो आशीष है बात करने के लिए इसने
मैं
बात
तुझे दे दूँ मेरे डायलॉग्स बता रहेंगी कब किस डायलॉग पर क्या लाना है क्या
जब
करना
तुम
है
फोटो खींच रहे हो तो एक बैनर दिखा आ रहा है ये लगा हुआ उधर भी आना चाहिए ना सेम बैनर लगाओ
Keep silence and be seated properly.
उसे कहो ना स्विच पे ही मोमबत्ती बच्चे कहाँ चले गए? बच्चे को बिठाओ सीट पे।
Students, don't move. Please be seated properly.
पीछे वाला बच्चा आगे आने दे, पीछे की लाइन खड़ी हो गई। छोटी सी नहीं है। हाँ ठीक है। बहुत ज़्यादा दबा के बरखा इस तेज का पड़ेगी।
Stand up and greet our guest with huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Please sit down. Good morning, everyone. I, Dr. Richa Agrawal, on behalf of
Yes, sir. HDMI it is this? No, whenever you are okay.
Should we start, sir? Good morning, everyone. I, Dr. Richa Agrawal, on behalf of entire family of KIET Group of Institutions, Ghaziabad, Delhi NCR, takes an opportunity to welcome our distinguished guest, Shri Lokesh Mehra, sir, Honorable Director, Dr. Amit Garg, sir, Honorable Deans, HODs, functional heads, dear faculty members, staff members, media persons, and dear students, in today's session of Amritkaal Vimarsh Vikasit Bharat at the rate 2047, in process to have developed India by 2047 through in-depth analysis of the golden era. AICTE, as a responsible Indian organization, has set ambitious goal for the country's development and growth by 2047, aiming to build a more prosperous and developed nation. We are honored to get this opportunity to step up in this noble journey with AICTE. Now we will start our session by taking blessings of Ma Saraswati. For the same, I invite our distinguished guest, Honorable Director Sir, Additional Director Sir, Dean Academic Sir, Dean BTech First Year Sir, to kindly join us for lamp lighting as a tribute for Ma Saraswati. So please.
पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा
Thank you so much, all respected dignitaries and the technical team. Today we are privileged to have gracious presence of our esteemed guest, Shri Lokesh Mehra sir, in this session. I request our Honorable Director, Dr. Amit Garg sir, to welcome Shri Lokesh Mehra sir by presenting the oxy plant as a token of regards. Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead, at this proud moment, let's watch Kite Anthem, which is composed, framed, and recorded by our own Kiteans.
से न्यारा ये काइट हमारा है जग से न्यारा इसी ने हमारा भविष्य संवारा, इसी ने हमारा भविष्य संवारा। इसी से मिल रहा हमको है जीने का नया आधार, इसी ने ही है सिखलाया करना सपनों को साकार। तभी तो है प्यारा ये काइट हमारा, इसी ने हमारा भविष्य संवारा।
स्थापित कर रहे मानव, तोड़कर हम सभी बंधन, तोड़कर हम सभी बंधन।
प्रदर्शित कर रहे हैं हम उच्च प्रौद्योगिकी प्रबंधन,
उच्च प्रौद्योगिकी प्रबंधन।
इसी ने ही है सिखलाया करो माँ भारती वंदन। जग में उजियारा कर काइट हमारा, इसी ने हमारा भविष्य संवारा। कृष्ण पथ पर बढ़ रहे हम हृदय को लेकर ही निस्वार्थ,
आते हैं हम यहाँ शिक्षा बनकर जाते हैं सेवा, बनकर जाते हैं सेवा।
इसी ने ही है सिखलाया मूल्य और नीति का भावार्थ। है नभ का सितारा ये काइट हमारा, इसी ने हमारा भविष्य संवारा। ये काइट हमारा है जग से भी न्यारा, इसी ने हमारा भविष्य संवारा।
Thank you. KIET Group of Institution has completed 25 years of excellence in providing quality education and nurturing future leaders. With a rich alumni base of 19,000 plus students spread in all nooks and corners of the world, KIET Group of Institution has gained a distinct image as an outstanding educational colossal among the institutes of UP. Due to its inclination towards innovation and skill-based education. Its consistent belief in achieving high is aptly reflected in all academics, extracurricular activities and placements. And to showcase this, I would like to request the technical team to play the introductory video of KIET Group of Institution.
Let's embark on an unprecedented journey of excellence and leadership. Since its inception in 1998, KIET Group of Institutions has grown into one of the leading higher education institutions in India. Notably, the institute has 4 domains: engineering, computer application, management, and pharmacy. A few distinguished accolades of the group are A+ grade by National Assessment and Accreditation Council. KIET has been conferred 6 awards. NAC A+, NIRF Engineering, ARIA, NBA Engineering and Management, NIRF Pharmacy and NBA Pharmacy by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University. It is the highest number of awards received by any institution of AKTU. Institute of the Year North Award by ASSOCHAM National Council on Education. Second rank in ARIA 2021 under the category of private self-financed institutions. Scientific and Research Organization by the Ministry of Science and Technology. Best Engineering College in North India for Placement 2021 awarded by the Center for Education Growth and Research. Diamond Band with A+ grade in the OBE Rankings 2022 and is also positioned as the premier institution for academic excellence in India. QSI Gauge Academic Excellence Diamond Rating Certificate and QSI Gauge Institution of Happiness Award by Honorable Union Minister Srimati Smriti Irani. 4 stars in IIC Annual Performance Ratings for the year 2020-21 awarded by Ministry of Education Innovation Cell AICTE. The Beyond Curriculum initiatives of KIET include the Advanced Diploma in Automotive Mechatronics, ADAM, a course jointly run by KIET Group of Institutions and Mercedes-Benz India Limited. KIET MBS Research and Development Center for Biomedical Instruments, Center for Advanced Woodworking in association with BSA Manufacturing Company Private Limited. Center of Excellence in Space Technologies, a skill development center for preventive maintenance and repairing of advanced BS6 vehicles in cooperation with Hero MotoCorp and ASDC has been established at KIET campus. The institute has also established 4 departments that are beyond the curriculum. These are Department of Public Relations and International Relations, Department of Soft Skills Development, Department of Skill Development and Finishing School, and the Department of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. In line with Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, KIET Technology Business Incubator has been set up under the aegis of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. KIET TBI also collaborates with the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and the Small Industries Development Bank of India to promote startups and entrepreneurship. KIET TBI has been accorded the National Award for Technology Business Incubator 2020 on May 11, 2022 by the National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Finishing School at KIET is an initiative of KIET to prepare students for placement through an in-house certification program named ASSET, Aptitude, Soft Skills, English and Technical Training. KIET SSB Academy has been set up to provide pre-selection training for SSB interviews to the students aspiring to join the armed forces. NCC at KIET has been established with an objective to create a pool of trained, organized and motivated youth to join the armed forces and serve the nation. KIET focuses on developing global citizens so that our students may contribute towards 17 Sustainable Development Goals as laid down by United Nations. Excellence is a prevailing attitude of KIETians.
Thank you so much, technical team. We are truly privileged to have our institute visionary leader amongst us. Our institute's progress and success have been greatly attributed to the wisdom and vision of our Honorable Director, sir. In the spirit of tradition and reverence, I extend a warmly welcome our Honorable Director, Dr. Amit Garg, sir, to share his incredible insights. Sir, please.
Thank you. Good morning and Jai Hind to all leaders and all dear students present here and those who are connected online. On behalf of AICTE and the various institutions under AICTE which are connected today in the online mode, and KIET group of institutions, I extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed guest today, Shri Lokesh Mehra ji, who is a senior business lead, learner engagement, Amazon Web Services, and who has come to grace our student induction program 23-24 in our premises. I'd like to also compliment AICTE for taking this initiative of organizing a development dialogue which they have started for various higher education institutions under the theme Amritkaal Vimarsh Vikasit Bharat 2047. I'm sure all of you are aware that this is the period of Amritkaal from 2022 to 47, that 25 years. After we have completed 75 years in 2022, our Honorable Prime Minister designated this period as the Amritkal period, and that's how this is a Amritkal means this is a period for golden opportunity, and we really need to make full use of it. And I would like to heartily compliment AICTE for taking various initiatives to this effect. And as a part of the initiative, today we are here to listen to our esteemed speaker, Shri Lokesh Mehra ji. Now, my dear students, I find that we are at the fag end of the induction program. You would have had a lot of speakers. Lokesh ji was asking me that who all had come to the institution, so I could recall only a few names. But I'm sure that the induction program, the purpose of the induction program with which this was conceived by AICTE, it has been met to a large extent. What we see that you come from various schools, and there are diverse thoughts, different backgrounds, different level of preparations for the college. The whole idea is to invest 3 weeks of the precious time in the college to bring you at par and to give you a glimpse of what is going on in the industry, what are the various opportunities available, what kind of different facilities are available in the institution. From this perspective, a lot of insight has been given to you, and I'm sure it will help you to understand what you want to do in future, the opportunities and challenges in future. And my thought is that all of you should become the social engineers. That's very, very important, not only the engineers. You should own some problem of the industry or the society which you should be able to solve. That is the whole purpose. And all the classes, all the education what we give is just a prelude to that. That is just to prepare you for this particular task of solving the problem, because as the engineers, we all are the problem solvers. Another very important reason for these talks, which I always feel, when I'm sitting at your place, maybe as a leader or as a student and listening to some talks, that you hear the perspective of various people. Like today we have got our esteemed guest. One thought from any leader, from any speaker can change your life. बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती है, हमको स्पीकर बोलता है अपने एक्सपीरियंस से, बट कोई ना कोई ऐसी चीज़ होती है, उनके आइडियाज़, उनके व्यूज़ जो आपको अपना एक बेटर वर्जन बनाने में मदद करते हैं. So that is the whole purpose. So please look for the takeaways, please see what you can get from these, whether it is relevant to your life, and then try and adopt it in letter and spirit. I'd like to also mention, my dear students, that the work landscape is changing. Continuously it is changing. Now, you would have seen your parents, our parents, there was a preference of the government jobs that time. And there was a very fixed life. पढ़ाई करो, government job, retirement, 60 के बाद retire हो गए आप. But now the whole perspective has changed. I find that the interest level for the government jobs or the PSU jobs, it's slightly diminished. The reasons could be many, frequent transfers, or there is no opportunity for the pension. So private sector is booming, and in the private sector, it is not only one career, it is the multiple careers. Few years you will be in one career, few years you will be in the different career, and now the new retirement age is 80 years, not 60 years. You have to continue to work till 80 years, and you will have the freedom to do the thing what you want to do. So that is the change, and for that you need to upskill yourself very, very regularly, because technology is changing very, very fast. I find yesterday in one of the clubs, the student was saying, a third year student, sir, जब हम first year में थे तो technology sir ऐसी थी, अब तो technology change हो गई है. So you find the shelf life of technology is just 6 months or maybe 1 year or 18 months. So that is the kind of a generation gap which is happening, which you need to bridge. And that's why it's very, very important to have a critical, creative and innovative thinking, which is going to be the new normal all of you have to face as the students, and all of us are facing as teachers, that how to align yourself into the new normal. Today we have Mehra ji, and I think he's an appropriate person for today's session on a very, very important topic, the new normal, opportunities and transformation. Because as a student or also as a person who's going to work in the industry, you will have to face the new normal, what I was mentioning, and there are going to be a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities while you are there in the institution, and there will be a lot of opportunities while you go out of the institution. Now, Mehra ji, he's been working in the area of skill development, and he has aligned large number of universities. The details would follow subsequently. And I was talking to him about starting a course in the institution, because we would become autonomous institution. And even if your batch is not autonomous, but we can start some courses for all of you. So that certification process I'll discuss with him separately. And definitely we would want that lots of you should have a proper degree, certifications and learnings directly from the company like Amazon's, and not through the channel partners as far as possible. Like to thank AICTE for this great initiative, and also like to thank my team of first year, BTech first year, Dr. Shailendra Tiwari ji, Dr. C.M. Batra ji, Dr. Rashid Ali ji, and the entire team for executing this entire 21 days program very, very enthusiastically. Let me confess, when we started working on this 21 days program, I was talking to my joint director that what are we going to do this in 21 days? Don't you think that 21 days is a very large period? But then once those things started unfolding, we found that this is very, very important phase. This is a phase where all of you can probably start dreaming, and you can start aligning your thought for future. And I'm sure to some extent institution would have been able to do justice to this, and all of you would make a full use of it. Tomorrow is going to be your freshers day, and after that is going to be a lot of studies and no more talks like this. Dedicated days will not be there for all of you for the induction program, and I'm sure this induction program is going to be very, very useful for all of you. I want to ask one question from all of you. Would you like to answer? जोश थोड़ा सा कम लग रहा है मुझे. मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, can we make KIET as IIT Ghaziabad? Can we do it? So I want to ask one question, which is the what you call KIET cry. Who will? You have to say KIETians will. Who will? Who will? Right. Good. So we will make KIET as the IIT Ghaziabad in times to come, and I'm sure जब तक ये Amritkaal 2047 आएगा उससे बहुत पहले हम we will make it IIT Ghaziabad. Now please give a welcome round of applause again to Shri Mehra ji to show your enthusiasm for his presence here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your kind presence. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of wisdom. Shortly, we are about to embark on a journey of knowledge and inspiration, as we are going to hear our esteemed guest speaker of great eminence. To set the stage for this enlightening experience, I request our respected Dean, BTech First Year and Applied Sciences, Dr. Shailendra Kumar Tiwari, sir, to step forward and introduce our esteemed guest. Thank you, sir.
Our respected guest of the day, Sri Mehra ji, Honorable Director, sir, Joint Director, sir, Additional Director, sir, Deans, HODs, functional heads, faculty members, and my dear students. It's an honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished guest speaker today, Sri Mehra ji, in this event of Amritkaal Vimarsh Vikasit Bharat 2047. initiated by the Ministry of Education, Government of India and AICTE under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. Sir is a senior business lead learner engagement, Amazon Web Service. He is part of the employer engagement team for Amazon Web Service in the South Asia, and with the mandate of preparing a diverse community of cloud talent for the modern workforce by helping to navigate the transition from learner to job seeker. His charter is to help learners build knowledge and AWS proficiency by engaging in the direct application of skills. He also manages strategic relationships with the Ministry of Education, institutional bodies, policy-led engagements and skill development initiatives, along with aligning universities with the Amazon curriculum and certifications. He has had stints with the other leading organizations, namely NASSCOM, Oracle, Symantec, Microsoft, Cisco, Intel, and NIIT. By profession, Sir is an electronics and communication engineer, MBA, and a postgraduate in marketing and education technology. He has approximately 3 decades of experience in the IT industry, covering education, training, sales, marketing, product management, channel development, and CSR. He has spoken at several public forums hosted by ASSOCHAM, Business Today, CIII, CEGR, EDGE, ELETS, FICCI, Indian Education Congress, NASSCOM, PhD, International Telecom Union, UNDP, etc. And besides this, he had edited 3 books and also has authored several articles published in the leading newspapers and magazines. With this, I would like to invite our eminent guest speaker, Sri Lokesh Mehra ji, to address the gathering on the very relevant topic, working the new normal, opportunities and transformation. Sir, please.
ऑडियो कैसे चल जाएगा लेकिन रीड on. Check. Okay. Perfect. Good morning, everybody. Good. Thank you. And the Josh is high. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Garg and the entire KIET management, the faculty, and all people who have been involved. I first would like you to all clap your hands because I just gathered from Sir that KIET is the top ranked institute in UPTU. So please, a clap for you. You have made the right decision to come to this institute where you're going to be building your career. You're going to be building your entire, friends and the community which you're going to join. So I'm not going to call you students because within 3 to 4 years, you're going to be, working in the industry with us if I don't retire. So I'll call you my colleagues itself. So my aim is not to do a Gyan session, but I'm just going to, keep asking questions. People who answer the questions may get prizes. So, very small prize. But the whole idea is to just keep you abreast of what's happening in the overall industry. I want a raise of hands for people who are from the ICT sector. IT, CS, ENC, electrical. Just a raise of hands. Oh, that's very, very high. Almost about 70-80%. So rest assured for the other streams also, there would be a lot of stuff which I'm going to cover.
My whole idea is to just give you a glimpse of what's going to happen in the future. Okay? So it's going to be very simple. I'll keep asking questions. I don't want it to be a one-way interaction. Okay. Catch. Just give us 30 seconds while we start. Okay. Okay. So these are 4 numbers that are mentioned out here. Anybody can guess what this number, for example, 8.1 is? Anybody? Okay. 8.1 is the global population of the world. Okay. Out of that, 5.3 billion people have access to the internet, of which 50% reside in Asia, and from that 50%, 28% are in India itself. So you can understand the amount of flux which is happening because of the changes in technology. And my aim is, as I progress today in the next 30-40 minutes, to share with you how these changes are happening. And a lot of you would have already glimpsed through them. So, first of all, I think all of you would remember these Kali Pili taxis. Okay? And then you have the Uber and Olas. Anybody who's not gone through a cab aggregator? Anybody? जिसने आज तक cab नहीं use की? So possibly a couple of people, but most of them would have, booked a cab, etc. Can you tell me how many cabs are booked in one day in India through the aggregators? Any wild guess? Sorry, I can't hear. Maybe we need a mic out there, yeah. Okay. So I can't hear it, so let me answer first. It's about 1.5 million rides per day from these cab aggregators. So that's the kind of, impact what just technology has done. Next thing, a lot of you now spend time on a device. The device could be, a reader where you're, looking through some information, or you're reading books on an e-reader, etc. How many of you still read a newspaper? Barely 20%. I would request, please switch. If you're not reading a newspaper, then you're missing out something. So those who are reading news through InShorts or through your mobile, you're missing the meat of how to create information and how to write proper editorials. So you should subscribe to newspapers if you're not doing that. It's a missing element that, I would request all of you to imbibe. The next part is in terms of cards. You'll see that a lot of us have credit cards, but most of the transactions that happen through e-transactions. Just to give you an idea, the number of wallet transactions is about 6 billion, and the market in India today currently for e-commerce is about 63 billion. It's expected to double in the next 4 years. Anybody who's not used a financial transaction like Phone Pay, Paytm, even the Nariyal Pani, even the Rickshawala, everybody utilizes it. Okay, so there's a big change which is happening through that. Now, this is something especially for those in the mechanical and the civil stream. Earlier, you used to see big manufacturing factories which used to come in, and there were people who were at the assembly line. Today, if you go to any automobile factory, you will see कि वहाँ पे robots हैं जो सारे की सारी chases बनाते हैं कार की. And what people do would be just plugging in the elements because it's a CKD, completely knocked down, और वहाँ पे खाली elements डालते हैं. And the cost of the robot used to be somewhere in the range of 100K. It's come down to about 22K now. In fact, this data is also obsolete. So you'll see more and more factories which are adopting industrial robots which are taking the place which are there. I think those who used to read newspapers would have seen 4 या 5 पन्ने matrimonials के. आज की डेट में everything has gone to shadi.com, bharatmatrimony.com. So there's a big change which is happening through this. And then finally, this device, what you carry in your, pocket. The device itself has changed the paradigm of whatever we do. In fact, practically, if you are in the IT world, this is your office. You don't need to be physically in an office because you can do your email, you can, the only thing when you need to work on large Excel sheets is when you need to go on a laptop or a desktop. Otherwise, everything happens through the phone. Even your video calls, even your, conference calls, etc. would do that. And we take photographs and videos now through the mobile phone itself. So there's a large shift which is happening. And the only point why I'm indicating this to you is because it is all about what we are calling as digitization. So you are seeing this whole change around you, which you see every day, but you're not perceiving it. But people in our age group, they would have seen, we were the lucky ones who used to work on floppy disk, and now we are, working on everything on the cloud. So there's a huge difference which is happening. I want to indicate to you the time that people spend, on the mobile or any device. And you can look at it in terms of Indians today are spending almost 4 to 6 hours on the mobile. And it is practically used for calling, for video games, etc. There was a recent study carried out by Ericsson. Their question was कि आज की डेट में एक व्यक्ति, मेल फीमेल जो भी हो, वो अपनी पॉकेट से मोबाइल कितनी बार निकालता है दिन में? How many times does a person take out his mobile from his purse or from his pocket in a day? Wild guess. One day, 24 hours, आप कितनी बार मोबाइल निकालोगे? 100? Anybody else? 200? 200 तो फिर भाई आप उसको बटा 60 करेंगे तो आप तो almost half your life you're on the mobile. So the report said that 167 times, as per Ericsson, the person takes out his mobile. So you can imagine the number of times you are dependent on a device, which is there. But practically you can do anything and everything on that mobile. I just want to share with you a couple of elements which are happening. And this is, as per Amritkaal, you will realize that we have startups coming in. Do you know the number of unicorns in India? There are about 107 unicorns. You know what is a unicorn? क्या होता है unicorn? Yeah, so it's billion because we are talking globally. So it's, that. And we have already 107 unicorns. They're expected to, go on to increase in the next 2 things. Even from a startup perspective, currently, besides US and China, we are number 3rd in startups. If you look at e-commerce, now everything is offered through e-commerce. Just to give you an example, Amazon is doing this current festival sale. Do you know the number of e-commerce transactions that happens in a minute? It's over 22,500 in 1 minute. That means somebody is purchasing a product every minute, 22,500. That's a very big one. The third thing is in terms of Digital India. If you are not aware of Digital India, I would request you to go on to the Digital India site, which is on the Ministry of IT and Electronics. It has 3 pillars. It has infrastructure, it has governance, and it has digital literacy. And it's the Jan Dhan platforms which are, actually building all this. Within those 3, then there are 9 different streams which come in, which include right from your Wi-Fi in a city, in terms of infrastructure, broadband. You would also realize now the post offices can give you, access to ATMs, etc., which was not there, say, 5 years, 6 years back. You will see that all the jobs, irrespective of the domain, you may be from chemical, you may be from electrical, you may be from, IT, etc., everywhere you would need to know IT. IT अब underlining layer बन गया है. आपको IT as a normal product usage आपको आना चाहिए. And finally, it has become a platform economy. So are you aware of these platforms, or what we call in India called the digital stack? आपका जो आधार है, आपका जो payment UPI gateways हैं, जो आपके कोविड में वैक्सीनेशन लगा है, all these stacks are now being asked by respective countries. So all African countries, all the SAARC countries are asking India to provide these stacks so that they can replicate it and not reinvent the wheel. So that's a very big thing. And India is now more of a platform economy, जहाँ पे ये सारी चीज़ें लागू हो रही हैं. तो आप देखेंगे कि अगर आप बाहर जाएंगे, दुबई इज ऑल्सो नाउ इंडिकेटिंग कि ये यूपीआई पेमेंट हम लेना चाह रहे हैं ताकि हमारे वहाँ पे. सो इफ यू गो टू द दुबई एयरपोर्ट, नाउ दे आर एक्सेप्टिंग रुपीज इवन एट द ड्यूटी फ्री. So there's a lot of change which is happening overall. But for this change, it is very important that people are trained to do it. Because technology is not the masiha. Technology is like a wand, like a magician's wand, which you can rotate. But जो ये कर रहा है wand को rotate, वो आदमी है. So it is people who are behind this entire thing and people who make this technology happen. So that is very critical for you. So I hope you are listening to me. Let's ask you the first question. What is India's global rank? Please raise your hands. Okay, there are too many. So I need to give a prize. So I don't know. Raise your hand in the next quiz that I'm going to ask. So which is there. I want to show you a small animation. I hope it works. Let's see if it happens or not. So the main point in this is that you will realize all the companies which used to exist 10 to 12 years back are disappearing or they are going down in the value chain. And this is also slightly dated. What you're seeing is 2004. And now as the number of years increase, look at the companies. Amazon, for example, is nowhere out here. Okay? You will see a lot of the main companies, the big companies which are IT companies are on the top. But look at, say for example, Nokia, which used to be the predominant phone manufacturer. अब क्या हालत है, अब आप देखना उसको. So look at Apple. So if you see Amazon, it is somewhere in the middle. So this is dated information almost about 5 years back. But you are aware that today the top companies are technology companies and you will have 1 or 2 FMCG companies. But technology is playing a very pivotal role. And if you look at India and India's role, you will slowly realize that starting from 92, the economy is changing. And you will see India becoming, through this Amritkaal, one of the top contenders or Gyandoot for everybody across the world. So it's very important that you're part of, this phase which India is witnessing. And this phase is going to happen through 4 elements. First of all, what is happening? That everything is changing in terms of customer experience. पहले अगर आपको कोई problem होती थी, you had to, go physically to a bank, you had to figure out what is wrong and get that answer. Today you can do it through a chatbot, or you can just call up through the IVRS and get that information. Business operations are getting better now with supply chain mechanisms. So every company, if you saw कि COVID vaccinations कितनी जल्दी पूरे across India पहुंच गए, that was only through one reason कि supply chain became better. The third thing is you are able to take faster decisions because of the information in your hand. आज की डेट में MRI और CT scan आप डॉक्टर के पास नीचे जाके करवाएंगे या लैब में करवाएंगे, within 5 minutes डॉक्टर के पास ऑलरेडी उसके स्क्रीन पे आ जाता है. सो डॉक्टर कैन इमीडिएटली टेक अ डिसीजन एंड फिगर आउट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. एंड विद AI कमिंग इन, विच आई विल टॉक अबाउट अ बिट लेटर, उसमें यू आर गेटिंग टाइम फॉर डूइंग ऑल दिस इनोवेशन एंड इम्प्रूव योर बिजनेस. सो ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं बहुत अहमियत रखती हैं एंड दे आर गोइंग टू इम्प्रूव द वे इन विच इंडिया इज गोइंग टू बिकम नंबर 1. Dr. Garg talked about some technologies. I also want to share with you what is, going to be the demand in the future. And there are a lot of things which you already know. Do you know what is ADM? एप्लीकेशन डेवलपमेंट मैनेजमेंट, यूएक्स यूआई तो आप लोगों को पता है, यूजर इंटरफेस, यूजर एक्सपीरियंस, AR VR. Okay, if somebody has talked, yes, you know about AR VR, can I have a show or somebody explaining what is the difference between AR and VR? Anybody who would like to explain? So, sir out there.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
AR stand for augmented reality. And augmented reality. But VR stand for virtual reality. Actually, the difference is, आप अगर virtual reality में देखेंगे, so वो सब actually एक screen पे हो रहा है जो आपको एक 3D experience provide कराता है. But augmented reality में ऐसा होता है जो आपका surroundings है वो किसी सेंसर या कैमरा के थ्रू उस सराउंडिंग्स में आपको डिफरेंट 3D ऑब्जेक्ट्स दिखा सकता है जिसको आप एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हो.
बिल्कुल सही. यू मे पॉसिबली नीड टू ऐड 1 or 2 more एलिमेंट्स कि वर्चुअल रियलिटी में आपको एक वर्चुअल रियलिटी हेडसेट भी चाहिए होगा या गॉगल्स चाहिए होंगे, जो कि AR में नहीं चाहिए. AR में क्या करूंगा मैं, कुतुब मीनार की फोटो है, कुतुब मीनार के साथ करूंगा, उसके ऊपर एक ओवरले आ जाता है कि इस 2nd फ्लोर पे ये चीज़ हुई या 3rd फ्लोर पे ये चीज़ हुई. So that is the difference between AR and VR, which all of you should know, because in the future, fashion is going to happen like that. Sir, please take a seat. Thank you very much. And you get 1 prize from me. Okay. Now, what I wanted you to indicate, what are the mainstream skills and what are the digital skills which are happening. And I want to share with you, this is a recent study which was carried out, in which they said people who have, digital skills are very, very few in India. तो आप लोग जैसे सर ने बोला है, यू आर वेरी लकी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टू बी इन दिस इंस्टीट्यूट, एंड नंबर 2 यू आर गेटिंग एन एक्सपोजर टू मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी स्किल्स. आपके कॉलेज में इतने सारे सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस हैं. It is not, you may be working in IT, but you need to also understand what does humanities do, or what does civil do, or what does mechanical do. तो आपके ये digital skills बढ़ते जाएंगे. Because there are only about 15% of people in India who understand digital skills, you are among the privileged few. So आप लोग, you should take the advantage of that and try and see how you can figure out other elements that you need to enhance your skill with. For instance, these are some of the components in terms of digital skills. And you have, when you are going to do HR, you will realize there are T skills and there are M skills. T skills होता है कि आप एक ही vertical में deep dive कर सकते हैं, और M skills होते हैं कि that you have multivariated skills which are there. तो ये सारे digital skills अगर आप कर सकते हैं तो आपको बहुत फायदेमंद रहेंगे. Now let me talk about a couple of the technologies which are prevalent now. And in our IT world, they are called as SMAC. ये वो वाला SMAC नहीं है, ये दूसरा SMAC है, ठीक है? Which stand for Social, Mobile, Analytics and Cloud. And I'm going to delve onto a couple of elements around that. So first of all, let me tell you about what's happening in the IT world with just respect to cloud. If you look at the number of positions which are happening in cloud, irrespective of the recession, the number of positions has gone up by almost 600%. So that's one area which you can clearly explore. कि यहाँ पे नौकरियाँ चलती रहेंगी at least for the next 3 to 4 years, provided there is a lot of flow of information like e-commerce, digital skills, digital transformations जो हो रहे हैं. What exactly is the cloud? Cloud में basically आप information लेके you store it across, and there are different elements like software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. And cloud is considered very cool. Why is it cool? Because इसमें आपका कोई खर्चा नहीं है, you only pay as per your usage. जैसे आप घर में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल जब आप स्विच ऑन करते हैं तभी आपका मीटर चलना शुरू होता है, सेम चीज़ क्लाउड में होती है. जब तक आपका मीटर नहीं चलेगा आपको क्लाउड के लिए चार्ज नहीं किया जाएगा. नंबर 2, जो सर्विस प्रोवाइडर होता है उसकी मारामारी है कि वो सॉफ्टवेयर अपग्रेड करे, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अपग्रेड करे, जो कुछ करना है आपको खाली यूटिलिटी की तरह यूज़ करना है. एंड बैकअप के बारे में भी आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बिकॉज यू आर एनीवे पोर्टिंग इट ओवर द इंफॉर्मेशन ओवर द क्लाउड. So let me explain it with a simple example of these platform as a service, software as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So this is what you call on-premise. मैं एक पिज़्ज़ा घर पे बना रहा हूँ और मैं सारी चीज़ें लेके, सारे इंग्रेडिएंट्स लेके, अपनी टेबल, अपना कोक और ये सब लेके मैं ये घर पे बनाता हूँ. When I do it, in terms of information as a service, what I'm doing is I'm getting some information which the service provider will get, which is pizza dough, tomato sauce, toppings, cheese. बाकी सारी चीज़ें मैं ला रहा हूँ, which is there, the blue ones. In platform as a service, I am just providing the dining table and the cold drink, और बाकी सारी चीज़ें मैं, वो service provider जो Domino's हुआ या Pizza Hut वो ला के देता है. And in software as a service, it is when I am going to a restaurant and having everything out. So that's the difference between platform, SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. आपकी जो Hotmail और Gmail हैं, they act as SaaS. Okay? Azure and EC2 are more in terms of platform as a service and or infrastructure as a service. I want to share another very interesting thing with you. I don't know if you are aware, but करीब आज से 4 या 5 महीने पहले you had internet going, information received at Mars. ये जो आप photos देख रहे हैं, this is of Mars. How is it possible? आप भी सोचोगे कि it is 700 million miles away, and this whole project took about 4 months or 5 months till the Land Rover landed out there. But then it started sending photographs. How does that happen over terrestrial space? Because ये स्पेस से आपसे ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है. वही सेम चीज़ आप चंद्रयान में देख रहे हैं कि इंफॉर्मेशन इज कमिंग ओवर स्पेस एंड इट इज ऑल हैपनिंग ओवर द क्लाउड. ओके, नाउ हु यूजेस द क्लाउड? अगर आप देखें क्लाउड्स में डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होती हैं जो यूज़ करती है. सरकार आपने देखा है आधार के लिए यूज़ कर रहा है, डिजी यात्रा जो आप एयरपोर्ट पे यूज़ करते हैं, कोविड के लिए कर रहा है, वो कर रहे हैं. कॉर्पोरेशन सारी अपनी क्लाउड और बैंकिंग एट्सेट्रा सब क्लाउड पे कर रहे हैं. नॉन प्रॉफिट्स ऑल्सो यू आर सीइंग द एनजीओज आर यूटिलाइजिंग क्लाउड टू अ लार्ज एक्सटेंट. एंड देन यू हैव ऑल द रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसरो इज वन वेरी बिग एग्जाम्पल. एंड स्पेसिफिकली देन यू हैव द स्टार्टअप्स. मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टार्टअप्स टुडे आर बॉर्न ऑन द क्लाउड. अगर आप देखें ये ऊबर, ओला, एवरीथिंग इज ऑन द क्लाउड. फिजिकल प्रेमाइस तो बहुत कम लोगों के पास है. जस्ट टू शेयर एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ सम ऑफ द लोगोज व्हाट यू सी, राइट फ्रॉम finance companies to communication companies, or even your the matches that you're seeing. Do you know why there is no basically a 0.2 millisecond lag? चाहे मैच आपका दुबई में चल रहा है और इंडिया में आप देख रहे हैं, because you have mirror server images on the cloud available in India. So ये बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. And then you have all the enterprise companies as well as the large banking organizations or global GCCs as they're called, which are there. Now let me talk about the mobile part. If you see all these, you can see 5 screens. You have the desktop, you have the mobile, you have the tablet, you have the TV, and you have wearables. There's one more screen missing. Any guess? क्या स्क्रीन मिसिंग है? एनीबडी? एनी गेसेस? सॉरी, डेस्कटॉप. लैपटॉप तो सर वो टैबलेट में ही आ जाता है, लैपटॉप तो उसी में आ जाएगा. सो द स्क्रीन विच इज मिसिंग इज व्हाट इज देयर इन योर कार्ड्स. सो यू विल सी दैट front screen which comes where you can get all the data of the maps or entertainment system, etc. All that is the 6th screen which you people are going to use. Now the next question that I have is, in सारी companies में क्या चीज common है? Any raise of hands? क्या चीज common है इन सारी companies में? Yes ma'am. Android apps? नहीं मैम, not necessary. They may have Android as well as iOS apps, but good try. Okay, if you can't answer, ये तो सारी फिरंग companies हैं. Let me take some Indian companies. ये सब companies में क्या common है? सर क्लाउड तो सभी यूज करते हैं. कॉमन चीज क्या है? एक बड़ा बेसिक क्वेश्चन है, इसका क्लाउड के साथ लेना देना नहीं है. प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड जरूरी नहीं है सर, एग्रीगेटर्स भी हैं, बैंक्स भी हैं. To some extent you can say, but then you will have other people also, because Airbnb is not a manufacturer or anything of that sort. So the answer to this is, ये सारी कंपनियां 2000 के बाद बनी हैं. If you see, and it's very surprising because you see these companies every day. And I think all of you would have been born around, prior to that or somewhere around that time frame. तो ये सारी कंपनीज सन 2000 के बाद आई हैं. उसके पहले कोई ये कंपनी नहीं थी. It's a very, very, strange fact, but you should be aware that this change is happening in front of you. Now, one thing which, Dr. Garg also talked about and Sir was also mentioning, कि ये changes के साथ you become very flexible of using social media. I learned today when I was discussing with the team, they said everybody is a lot on the mobile. In our time frame when we did our engineering, हमारे पास mobile नाम की चीज़ ही नहीं थी. And we could make a lot of good friends and, interact with everybody. But I want to indicate a couple of things to you. And these are these, because interviews में जब आप जाएंगे आज से 3 साल बाद या 2 साल बाद, when you're in your 3rd, 5th semester or 6th semester, when you're taking interviews, please remember whatever you're posting is going to be seen by the HR rep of that company. तो ये बड़ा ध्यान रखना यार, हम तो बियर पी रहे थे, क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है, एक फ़ोटो ही तो डाली है. बट चक्कर ये होता है कि वो जो HR वाला है, वो the individual is going to go and check what is your comment. Is it based on religion? Is it based on, social bigotry? Is it something where you're having fun or you made a lewd comment? तो ये चीज़ें आप लोगों को मैं पहले ही warn कर रहा हूँ. It is very important. You may be utilizing all this, but that digital footprint is very difficult to terminate. तो ये आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा, especially when you're taking, interviews, etc. Okay? Now, next question, raise of hands. What is SMAC? I had talked about it. The person out there first. Sir, आपके पास कोई आएगा? हाँ. Option B, answer wins the prize. Khatam. Okay. Now, a very interesting thing what is happening is what all of you know as Gen AI. ठीक है? So the question is, what is Gen AI? So Gen AI basically is a model which practically can do a lot of the elements based on the data that it has. It's large language models which collates the data, and then basis that data, it can predict answers and give you information pertinent to that question that you have asked. Okay? Let me try and give you a simple example of that. मान लीजिए आप एक बच्चे को पहले अल्फ़ाबेट सिखाते हैं, फिर उसको आप कुछ, when the person is, very conversant कि उसको A to Z आ गया, मैं उसको कुछ words देता हूँ. वो वर्ड सीखने के बाद वो सेंटेंस बनाते हैं, और वो सेंटेंस बनाने के बाद मैं एक पैसेज देता हूँ. जैसे वो रीडिंग द कॉम्प्रिहेंशन होता है, मैं पैसेज दिया कि आप ये सब पैसेजेस पढ़ लो. नाउ द इंडिविजुअल learns specifically in terms of what people are writing and how is the flow of information happening. कि पहले sentence में you start off with an introduction, then you move to the story, then you come to the end. So the model learns this. ये सब human intervention से supervised हो रहा है. आज की डेट में Gen AI में the machine is doing that. So all that information that you're going to ask, it will scrounge the net and get that entire information for you. And it can predict. आज आप अपने फ़ोन में देखेंगे, स्पेशली इफ़ यू गो ऑन टू एंड्रॉयड और iOS, आप व्हाट्सएप में कुछ चैट कर रहे हैं तो वो ऑटो कंप्लीट होता है. इट इज़ थ्रू द AI पार्ट. AI में GPT यूज होता है. यू नो व्हाट इज अ GPT? So he is correct. It is that. And you would, so what the engine is doing is it is automatically training itself and getting better as you keep on garnering more and more information. Now there are different uses of Gen AI. अगर आप देखेंगे जेन एआई कैन बी यूज्ड, ये तो ऊपर वाले तो आपको सारे पता ही हैं जो सर्च और Q&A एटसेट्रा आते हैं. But for example, there is something called Code Whisperer. You possibly can start utilizing it when you are doing your software coding. उसमें आपको कोड थोड़ा सा आप इनपुट दीजिए, उसके बाद वो ऑटोमेटिकली सारा कोड आपको दे देता है. You just tweak it, edit it, modify it और आपका कोड रेडी. You have image generation. I'll share an example. Classification, audio, video. It can extract information and give you that information. तो ये सारी चीज़ें आज की डेट में AI से और Gen AI से ये feasible हो रही है. Let me share an example with you. For instance, वहाँ पे आप देखेंगे एक sentence है and it is trying to choose what is the best option. So that happens through Gen AI. You will similarly see that if I have huge text of information, जो लोग research कर रहे हैं, उसमें खूब सारी information होती है. मैं ChatGPT भी या जो भी any other engine, मैं पूछ सकता हूँ कि भैया मेरे को ये बताओ कि इसका abstract क्या है, 5 पॉइंट में बता दो. So that the engine can do. So that is a basic advantage. There are plagiarism issues. But what you also do when you're writing your own research paper is that you're going through different references and then doing that. But you're writing it creatively because you're human. The machine cannot do that. Currently, if you see ChatGPT is only restricted till 2021 data, which is GPT-3 and GPT-4. उसके बाद का डेटा अभी तक आया नहीं है. It'll take about another 3 to 4 months for it to come. उसके बाद जो भी information है, you will have to figure out and plug it in. So the moral of the story is, it is useful to an extent, but you need to figure out where you use it, how you use it, and you're not infringing on anybody's IPR. I'll also share some examples of images. For instance, using stable diffusion out here, you can actually, enhance the image to a very large extent. वहाँ पे you can create different images based on the base format which is there. So you can, create avatars of different images that you may want to do specifically. I'll give you a simple example which a lot of you may have realized in COVID, possibly in your school or what is there. So here is a person who's taking an exam. उसमें उन्होंने ये वाली photo upload की, ये live photo है. Okay? What they're doing is through an artificial intelligence, through a service called recognition, it can distinguish between the two and figure out कि इनमें difference क्या है. So if you see out here, they match 96%. So anything above 95, 96 is considered okay. But it may be that this person is a twin of the other person. There are two twins who are taking the exam online. So how do you distinguish? उसके बाल थोड़े side में, उसकी smile थोड़ी उल्टी है. So you can figure these elements out using artificial intelligence. So that's the power what you can do and see in terms of how you want to use this. So some of the examples which are mentioned out here is test taker verification. If somebody places a mobile, the camera can capture that. कोई book खोल रहा है, you can figure that out. तो ये सारी चीजें आप artificial intelligence के through पता लगा सकते हो. Question now. Yes, sir. Remember, you all three, 1, 2, 3, you need to come and meet me after that, okay? Okay, so let me shift gears and talk about what is the impact of digital in organizations. So are we good on time? 10 more minutes? Okay, perfect. So first of all, what is going to happen in organizations, you will see सारी इंफॉर्मेशन कोलेट हो रही है. पहले क्या होता था, आपके पास हेड ऑफिस होता था, ब्रांच ऑफिस होते थे, हेड ऑफिस से सारी इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रांच ऑफिस में जा रहे हैं. आज की डेट में सबके पास ERP सिस्टम्स हैं, SAP, Salesforce, etc. ऑल दैट. सारी इंफॉर्मेशन इकट्ठी पूरी क्लाउड के थ्रू आपके पास एक जगह आ रही है. नंबर 2 इज मिडिल मैनेजर्स का रोल हटा रहे हैं. There is no concept of middle managers. You have either senior people and you have field people. So sari information, it can be directly disseminated across the spectrum. You don't need, a middle layer for that. you'll also see people coming and working in projects. आपको कोई जैसे capstone projects करने होंगे third year में, fourth year में. जब आप project करेंगे, आप लोग क्या करते हैं? 4 लोग इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं, 5 लोग इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं. तो in organizations also something similar is happening, where you'll have small teams come together, solve that problem, move to the next problem. So everything is happening through that. Then you have, the entire information of the company or the enterprise is coming in the public domain. So it needs to be very, very critical. What is getting posted? How is it getting posted? Does it align, say, with the SDG goals? And, what is the scenario on that? Because this information is very important. And this would be the binocular for anybody wanting to work with that company. So, वो सारी information website पे मिलेगी. Then, the employer is basically wearing the hat of, the company. Today, if I have come, you may know me as Lokesh, but I'm wearing the hat of Amazon. Okay? So, people are going to become brand ambassadors for their companies. And then finally, what you'll see is a regulatory aspect. Sorry. The regulatory aspect is where anything that you do, I had talked about digital footprints, आपने एक चीज गलत की, आपके ऊपर फाइन लग सकता है. So that is very important. For instance, Ministry of IT ने एक नया रूल निकाला है जिसमें अगर आप बच्चों का डेटा ले रहे हैं और वो डेटा पेरेंटल कंसेंट से नहीं है तो आपको मिनिमम $100,000 का फाइन है. ये this is under the draft policy act which is going to come up. By the way, I am asking this question. A lot of you are from IT. Who's the IT Minister of India? So you people are in UP, you should know who's the IT Secretary, who's the IT Minister, and who's the Federal Minister. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. ये ऐसी छोटी-छोटी चीज़ें इंटरव्यू में पूछते हैं. With all this happening, what is going to happen is the entire models of working are changing, and you need to figure out what is best. So for that, you need to plan out कि आप किस field में जाएंगे. So if you see, there are different fields, especially for those in the ICT sector. आप सिक्योरिटी में जा सकते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट में जा सकते हैं, जिसको प्रोग्रामिंग अच्छी नहीं लग सकती या सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट अच्छी नहीं लगती, they can go into IT service management. So there are different streams in which you can, go ahead and make your career. And these are going to become very, very important for you. Now, to do that, especially say, for example, if you're going to specialize in cloud computing, you need to build your skills. So you can start with a foundation certification, which is called Cloud Practitioner. You move on to the associate level, which is the intermediate side, and then you move on to the professional level. और फिर स्पेशलिटीज़ है. मैं मशीन लर्निंग में करना चाहता हूँ, मैं नेटवर्किंग में करना चाहता हूँ, मैं साइबर सिक्योरिटी में करना चाहता हूँ. So you need to build your careers. As far as I am aware, and sir can cross-check, today in KIET, you already have an AWS Academy. I need to cross-check who's the contact person, but you can enroll for that course, and the course is offered free from Amazon to the institution, but the institution may charge some, operational fees. But you can go ahead and do this course and get these certifications, which are at a 50% or 100% discount. So you can make your career, especially in the cloud. But if you don't want to do that, here are some technologies which you should be aware of, which are going to come in the next 4 to 5 years. And you can see the time span out there. For example, 6G, जो telecom में है, 6G is going to become very important. Blockchain is going to become very important. You will also see Gen AI becoming very important. तो ये सारे elements हैं जो आप लोग जिसमें रुचि रखते हैं, आप उसमें जाके अपनी, you can build your expertise in that. So that's the most critical element. अब सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि भाई IT में तो slump आ रहा है. But the ground reality, and this is from Economic Times, what you'll see, कि अभी भी IT sector में सबसे ज़्यादा jobs जा रही हैं. So you'll have FMCGs, you'll have, banking, you'll have e-commerce, but still IT rules the roost. So there's a lot of, aspects in terms of that IT is good today. Now, how do you prepare for this journey? And I'm going to finish in the next 5 to 7 minutes. But I thought it is very important to give my, experience and share that with you so you don't have to go through the rigmarole that I had gone through. आपको फ़ायदा रहेगा कि जो हम लोगों ने गलतियाँ की आप वो नहीं करें और आप इनसे कुछ सीखें. So the first thing that I want to indicate to you is कि आप देखो दिन में 24 घंटे होते हैं, possibly 6-7 घंटे सोते हैं, बाकी 18 घंटे में आप क्या कर सकते हैं. So the first thing is grades आपके बहुत important हैं. Okay, everybody needs to get good grades. तो अगर आप TCS, Wipro, Infosys, what we call as the Twitch companies, Tata, Wipro, Infosys, Cognizant, Tech Mahindra, etc. में अगर अप्लाई करते हैं, उनका मिनिमम कट ऑफ 60 या 65% होता है. तो उतना तो आपको लाना ही पड़ेगा अगर आप इंटरव्यू के लिए बैठना चाह रहे हैं. तो इतना तो आपको गुड ग्रेड्स चाहिए. नंबर 2 इज यू नीड टू प्लान योर डे. मैंने देखा है हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कॉलेज में जाते हैं, आज का दिन क्या करेंगे, अरे मस्ती करेंगे, झूमेंगे, नाचेंगे और क्या करेंगे. बट दैट्स नॉट द वे यू शुड डू. वी डिड दैट 30 years back when I did my engineering. It was चलता है भाई, जो चल रहा है चलते रहो. But if you plan your day, it becomes very important because you have a structured mechanism of what you're going to do. And try and do internships, even it is for free. Do that internship because that experience is going to count for you. That is very, very important. Number 2, what I will indicate is read. आज की डेट में if you're not reading newspapers, if you're not reading, going through media like Twitter where you get this latest information, आपसे शायद क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए कि इजराइल और हमस में कौन सही है. आपके पास अगर लॉजिक नहीं है तो you cannot answer those questions. But they want to have your opinion, your point of view. So you should have some data, and that you can get only if you read. Learn a language, and I'm not talking about a software language. I'm talking about a foreign language. आप लोग जो सब हैं, not during our times, but आप लोग सब global citizens हैं. So learn the language in which you want to go into that area or work in that area. It could be Spanish, it could be German, it could be French, it could be Japanese, or Mandarin. We don't know. But if you want to work internationally, knowing a third or a fourth language, most of us Indians know at least 3 languages by birth, Hindi, English, plus say, whatever dialect you're using at home. But a foreign language is always a plus point for you. So I would recommend do that. The other element that I would indicate to you is use MOOCs. Massive online open courseware. There are a lot of information available on YouTube and MOOCs. Try and learn more about things. Say if you have interest in Python, see Python applications. If you have interest in R or data analytics, go and figure out how it is being used in the industry. The other important part is find a mentor. So आपके एल्यूमनाई में आए होंगे आपके पास बहुत सारे लोग, आपके लिए यहाँ पे काफ़ी लोगों ने आपको ज्ञान दिया है जो आए हैं, who are say 3 to 4 years senior to you. आप उनसे अपना इंटरेक्शन बढ़ाइए. Figure out if you are in your college studies, are you doing the right thing? What else should you do? The mentor would be able to guide you based on his or her experience. So the mentor becomes a very critical element. And the final part is learn about the industry. आज की डेट में अगर आप कोई भी चीज़ में, say for example, I am a mechanical engineer and I want to go and learn about the automobile industry. So I should know industry 4.0 क्या है. How IoT is going to change the industry. How is EV going to change the industry. तो ये सारी चीज़ें मेरे को उसकी तरफ जागरूक होना पड़ेगा. तो आप लोगों को जिस फील्ड में जा रहे हो, it is very, very important that you try and figure out, you need to take the responsibility for yourself. Nobody is going to spoon feed you. And the point is, you need to solve problems, not make problems. I know it is very easy to, say this, but it is very tough to implement. So, any information that you get, you need to ask, so what? What good is this? What difference will it make? What is the impact it will make? So that becomes very important in terms of your success. The next part which I want to indicate is basically, हमारी आदत as Indians is कि हम सुनते कम हैं. We love to talk. कोई कुछ जैसे ही बोले इसका rebuttal दो. इसने, angle, we will do all these things. But it is important for you to learn about listening, and especially when you're working with foreign clients. Like I learned it the hard way during my Cisco days, कि जैसे ही वो अंग्रेज कुछ बोलता था मैं फटाफट उसको आंसर दे देता था. वो बोलता था मेरे को क्वेश्चन तो पूरा करने दो. So it is very important to learn to be patient and to listen to what these people are saying. Number two, you need to play fair. There'll be a lot of instances in life where you can do a lot of dhandlebazi. Please avoid. Your reputation in the industry precedes you. So you need to do that. And you need to keep learning every day. Small bits that you can do, and you will realize that in 1 month, in 1 year, you have learned some new technology. That is very important. And the final element is, अगर आपको मजा नहीं आया वो काम करने में, वो काम छोड़ दो, दूसरा काम पकड़ो. So that becomes very critical for you. I just want to share with you some of the jobs which are available in the ICT industry. So you can see the profiles which are there, right from network engineering to data science to software development, which is, all these elements which are there. I will like to end with 5 lessons, which I feel as a takeaway. Sir had said that if you get any takeaway, ये मेरे takeaway है. आपको इसमें से कुछ अच्छा लगे, which is well and good, but I want to indicate that there will be always forces outside your control, but you need to learn something. First lesson, पैसा सबको ज़रूरी है, but it is not the most critical thing. If you recall, you know who is Sachin Tendulkar, who is Sehwag? Yeah, most of you know that. अगर उन्होंने पैसे पहले 20 टेस्ट 30 टेस्ट में कमा लिए थे, वो क्रिकेट खेलना बंद कर देते थे. But they had a passion. So they continued to play cricket. So you need to have a passion and build that passion for doing whatever the work that you are going to be working at. Number 2 is, कोई सब कहते हैं कि ऐसे फटाफट I will achieve success. Especially the Gen Z, all of you are Gen Z, who want to achieve success. Do you know for Flipkart, Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal took 8 years, 7 to 8 years, before they became successful? Even Jeff Bezos, who's from Amazon, spent almost about 6 to 7 years in a garage before Amazon could take off. So that's a very, very different element. Nothing happens overnight. You need to, keep on working towards it, and you can't do it all yourself. You need to build, these connections and networks which you can do. So for that, the communities become very important. If you're interested, say for example, in a particular field, go and find out like-minded people who are there. Go and interact with them. See what is happening, why it is happening, what can you do to make an impact. The other part is, you are going to keep on juggling. We were lucky because, we didn't have Gen AI and all these things during our time. But today, in your age, as AI is going to come in and jobs get displaced, you would need to work out what the balance is. How much of you needs to work extremely hard, how much you need to balance with work and play. And stay humble. Today you have seen, again I am giving a cricketing parlance, you have seen Rahul Dravid. However heights he may have reached, he's still very humble. When people go and talk to him, वो तड़ी नहीं मारता. He's not aggressive. He talks, as a gentleman. So you need to stay humble, however big you may be. And the final element is, you will have to learn, unlearn, relearn. That is the most critical element, because, in your world, this is going to, change the paradigm. So the moral of the story is, get out of your comfort zone and make your dreams not, allowing you to sleep. So thank you very much, and I hope that, I have been able to share some of my experiences, and look forward to interacting with you. So I'll be happy to take any questions, any queries. So any questions? So we have 2 people, possibly ladies first. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I am I'm Vartika Yadav from CSAI. I have a question that there is too many plagiarism, as you have stated, going on in AI. So what are your opinions on that, and what cautions we as a future generation should take that these types of things doesn't happen?
So first of all, to answer your question, there are a number of tools which have been already created which can check GenAI, content, which is created through GenAI. There are already tools which do plagiarism check. So irrespective of whatever you do, almost about 90 to 95% of it will get caught. My opinion, there is a policy on AI which got released on this Saturday. If you haven't seen it, just go and check it out. It's called AI for India, which Dr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar has released, on this Saturday. And it has one full chapter on AI ethics. So, simple example, there is an autonomous car which is driving. Autonomous car means कोई driver नहीं है. इसने आके लोकेश खड़ा है, इसको आके ठोक दिया. Who is responsible? Question है. Who is responsible? Am I responsible that as a pedestrian I am not, seeing the car? Or is the car or the owner of this car responsible? So there are a lot of ethics and responsibilities which are being cross-checked right now, which are still on the anvil. But you need to be careful because all these elements now through these engines can get checked. तो आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि आप किस तरफ, you're bending. What are you biased towards? Sorry, sir. I hope I have been able to partially answer your question, if not fully. Yeah, so very valid point that sir said. So there are pros and cons of every technology. The mobile is one big example. Today, if you didn't have the mobile, you would be talking to your friends. You will be spending more time with them. Okay, that's one part. But his point is pertinent to the domain in which he is, which is pharma, and also overall from a technology perspective of the ethics and responsibilities that you have. Look, as I said, digital footprints are always there. Okay, even if in the industry I'm doing a breach, and pharma vigilance is always one big factor because the chemical compositions that they do and pass off as an approved FDA approved or a HEPA approved, they come into the picture very fast because there is a trail which happens. And I can go utilizing the DNS server and figure out who actually has gone through that entire spectrum and positioned this. So you need to be very, very careful. Unlike our times where we could brush it under the carpet, you people are going to be under the radar all the time. A lot of you would have seen those China YouTube videos where the person's face is recognized and they can indicate where or the individual is from. So same way, if it is not from a face or a facial recognition perspective, any data that you use, and if you're using it incorrectly, can be traced back to that individual. So be ethical in whatever you're doing because it's going to be a tough time and the fines are going to become tougher and tougher. For example, PII information in the Indian policy for children is $10,000, $100,000, which is a huge amount. So like this, you will have to take care of all these elements. Any further questions? Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Abhilasha Arora, and I just wanted to ask a question that nowadays the changes in technology is increasing day by day, just like the slope of e to the power x graph. So in this scenario, how to adapt the changing situation, how to learn the different things quickly? I just want some tips for this.
So, as I said, you can't be a master of all trades. You need to figure out whether you want to be T or the M variety. If you want to be the M variety, there's enough information on YouTube where you can learn on your own. You don't need to worry about that. You can get glimpses of information and then utilize it, but you need to know what is called an elevator pitch. I think all of you are aware of elevator pitch. So if your boss is going with you and he is taking your interview, what will you say in 2 minutes or 30 seconds about that particular product or service? So that's the elevator pitch. For any information that you're garnering about different technologies, you should have that elevator pitch. The number 2 is, जैसे मैंने बोला था कि आपकी रुचि किस तरफ है. So if I am interested in cloud, I will go and do a deep dive in that area. So I need to, figure out everything from that area and the trends which are happening in the industry. What are the challenges what are happening in the industry? Who are the key players in that industry, which LinkedIn can give to you? If you're not following on people on Twitter, I would now call X, please go ahead and do that. Because that is the easiest way in which you can garner information about any industry or any product or service. Because it gives you small snippets of 140 words which you can just read the thread and you can understand what is happening. तो आपके लिए बहुत आसान हो जाता है. हमारे पास तो ये नहीं था, हम तो लाइब्रेरी जाके ढूंढते थे, फिर रेफरेंस दिस, रेफरेंस दैट, ये सब होता था. So if there are no further questions, thank you very much, and I hope I have been able to, share relevant information with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for indeed an enlightening and interactive session about opportunities and transformation. We are glad for your gracious presence here today. Now I request our Honorable Director, sir, to kindly present the memento to the guest of honor as a token of gratitude. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request respected Associate Dean, BTech First Year and Applied Sciences, and also Coordinator Student Induction Program 2023, Dr. C.M. Batra, sir, to present vote of thanks. Please, sir. Thank you.
Jai Hind. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude on behalf of entire family of KIET group of institutions. To everyone, we are highly grateful to Honorable Shri Lokesh Mehra ji for his inspiring and motivational talk. Sir, your insightful talk has been truly enlightening for our participant. I request all my dear students and my colleagues to stand at their places and applaud. Sir, thank you for being with us. We are also grateful to All India Council for Technical Education for giving us the opportunity to host today's event under the tag Amritkaal Vimarsh Vikasit Bharat 2047. We also express our sincere gratitude to Prime Minister Office, Ministry of Education, Government of India to take such a nice initiative of Amritkaal Vimarsh Vikasit Bharat through AICTE. We also express our sincere gratitude to Honorable Director Sir, Joint Director Sir, Additional Director Sir, Deans, HODs, committed faculty members, and organizing committee for their continuous support, cooperation, and guidance to conduct this program, as well as the ones who are the backbone of every event, all media persons from different news channels, Department of ITSS, Purchase Office, Administrative Office, Account Office, and all committed staff who work tirelessly to make this event successful. We also express our sincere thanks to all the participants who are attending the session through online on different platforms. At last but not the least, we are grateful to our all participants sitting in this auditorium for being a great listener in this session. We humbly thank the Almighty for blessing throughout this endeavor. Once again, thank you all for being with us. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Now I request everyone to rise at their places for national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. Please have the seats. Once again, thanks to the technical team. Now, all the students are to keep sitting patiently until our dignitaries are here with us. Thank you so much, sir.